The original Jeep was invented around the time of Rosie the Riveter, many decades before Susie the soccer mom would get behind the wheel of what eventually became known as an SUV. The original Jeep had 60 horsepower, which is a couple hundred less than today's average luxury sedan, but the 1941 Jeep wasn't built for speed, it was built to fight the Nazis.
Now the government originally set out some specifications for the manufacturers. They wanted a vehicle that had at least 50 horsepower and 75 foot-pounds of torque, so Willie Overland was able to exceed those limits. And that's really why they got the government contract. They ended up building 360,000 of these vehicles during the war. And Ford Motor Company also built another 250,000. What was going on was the government didn't want just one supplier during a time of war in case there was sabotage. And quite frankly, they needed all these vehicles. The MB saw service all over the world with every branch of the service. We gave them to Great Britain, to Russia, to all our allies to use. It's really the iconic vehicle. It's where the Jeep brand takes its roots from. You can see an MB and look at a current vehicle and see the similarities.
Jeep eventually became part of Chrysler.
Well, you know, whenever you get to something like a 70th anniversary, it's huge, but for Jeep, it's even more important because not only are you carrying 70 years worth of heritage along the way, and what that means just for us and our customers, but it's also part of the resurgence, if you like, of the Chrysler Group. So to be able to celebrate our 70th anniversary, particularly in a place such as this, is phenomenal for the brand.
Real World Test Drive traveled to Moab, Utah for the anniversary of this brand that's just as iconic as a pair of Levi's or this stunning scenery. But one of the first things we noticed upon our arrival at the ranch in Utah was how many Asian journalists were already there. It seems like the Jeep brand has become just as popular in Shanghai as it is in St. Louis or even Seoul, South Korea.
In Korea, everybody knows Jeep because we had a Korean War back in 1950s, and many Jeeps were used during the war. And many older people and their children, they all know about Jeep, and they think that Jeep is an icon of a peace.
As a matter of fact, all Jeep Wranglers sold in China are actually made in Toledo, Ohio. Jeep is so popular in the Far East that even the Japanese Miss Universe came over to the United States to do some off-roading.
In Japan, they're really viewed as a lifestyle with Mother Nature, enjoying the outdoors, and the Japanese are very, very excited by the outdoors and camping, and that's what they value the Jeep for.
Jeep has produced more than 15 million vehicles since the first Willys rolled off the line in 1941 and spawned an entire industry of imitators. But there's still nothing like a Jeep.
We're celebrating the 70th anniversary of Jeep, so we're standing in front of the full lineup of our 70th anniversary vehicles. We did the 70th anniversary treatment to all the vehicles. So what that means is new paint color. You have a paint we call Bronze Star.
By the way, the best-selling Jeep model of all time is the Grand Cherokee with 4.4 million units sold. In Moab, Utah, I'm Grant Winter reporting for Real World Test Drive.